Hello, welcome back. I am Professor Raghavendra Rao. Now I am going to explain the working of hardware pertaining to the smart home skills, otherwise known as home automation using Alexa app without Echo Dot or Google Nest. So that means we are using only the electronic circuit, but we are not using either Echo Dot or Google Nest. But at the same time, we are going to have this, we can develop what is called the smart home skills. Before I go to the hardware demonstration, let us look at the circuit diagram. Though it is not drawn neatly, I hope you can understand the circuit. The circuit is built around the Node MCU. This is Node MCU ESP8266 module. This module has onboard Wi-Fi. I am showing the Node MCU. This is Node MCU board. Okay, this is ESP8266, and it has got onboard Wi-Fi connectivity. This is the added advantage of this ESP8266. This is very useful module for IoT applications. This module works at 3.3 volts, and therefore I can use a power bank to power the board. The module presents good number of input-output pins. This is for interfacing. You can see that I am using here number of input-output pins for interfacing purpose. These pins are designated as GPIO pins. You can see here there are 3 plus 3, 6 GPIO pins which I am going to use. The meaning of GPIO means general purpose input output pins. So the GPIO 13, 14, 16, you can see here the numbers are given. 13, 14, 16 are connected to the cathodes of the LEDs. You can see here cathodes of the LEDs. And GPIO pins 4, 5 and 12, they are connected to the switches. So here I am using what is called a dip switch. You can see here this is what is called a dip switch. Dip switch, why I am using? So if I use normal switches, the normal switch will be very larger in size and hence it occupies more space. So in order to reduce the space, I am using what is called the dip switches. So you can find here 8 switches. They just work like on and off. That means it will either get connected or it gets disconnected. So this is a 8-pin module which is otherwise called dip switch, that is dual inline package switch. LEDs are connected in what is called the negative logic. All the LEDs that I am going to use here, they are being connected in what is called the negative logic. So what the negative logic means, you can see here, these are some of the LEDs. Okay, the LED has got 2 pins. One is called cathode, okay, and this is called anode. The larger size what is called pin that you have got here, or the lead which we try to call it, it is anode, and the other one is cathode. So what I am trying to do here is that the cathode is connected to the GPIO pin and all the anodes are connected to 3.3 volts via what are called current limiting resistors. All components except your ESP8266 are mounted on a breadboard. Now I will try to show you the exact hardware which I have developed. This is the breadboard. You can see here the module which is called the dip switch, 3 LEDs and 3 current limiting resistors are here, and this is the Node MCU ESP8266 board. Okay, and these are the jumper wires which I am connecting to the breadboard to get connection between what is called the dip switch as well as the LEDs with Node MCU. So as a matter of fact, when you try to look at the circuit, the active components that you have got are nothing but the Node MCU ESP8266 and the LEDs, and the other parts, namely the dip switch, resistors, jumper wires, they are all passive components. The software is developed in Arduino environment, which is already downloaded on this particular ESP8266. So I have developed the software which is already there, and the hex file corresponding to that particular software is being downloaded already on this particular ESP8266. Now we can try to see how the circuit will try to function. I will try to power the circuit by means of what is called the power bank. You can try to see here I am using a power bank, and I am connecting this power bank to the Node MCU. So once I try to connect it, you can find that all the LEDs will try to glow, and then once your Node MCU ESP8266 get connected to the Wi-Fi, that is the local Wi-Fi that I am going to connect, then all of them, they try to get switched off sequentially. You can observe these things. And now you try to see all the LEDs are glowing, and it is going to get connected to the local Wi-Fi. Once it gets connected, sequentially all the LEDs will get switched off. Okay, now what I am trying to do here is that I am using 3 LEDs. These 3 LEDs are going to simulate what are called 3 states corresponding to the home skills, that is the home automation system. For example, the red LED corresponds to a buzzer or sound system corresponding to the ballroom in the home appliances. Okay, green LED is corresponding to the light which is in the living room, that is living room light. And then there is another LED, yellow LED, which corresponds to the switching on and switching off of a motor which is connected to the exhaust fan of the kitchen. So what I am trying to do is that I am going to control 3 home appliances. One is the exhaust fan corresponding to the kitchen, the light corresponding to the living room, and the sound system in the ballroom of the house. So all these things can be controlled by means of voice using what is called the Alexa app. Well, you can try to see that the Alexa app is free and it is available in Google Play Store. So now you can see that I am going to switch on my mobile. So I try to look at the Alexa app. Okay, you find here Alexa app. I will click on that particular Alexa app. Okay, so once I click on the Alexa app is open, and then I will try to use what are called the devices.
Sorry, I don't know that, but I do have a skill you might like. It's called YouVersion Bible. Do you want to try it?
Okay, now you try to see that I have to go to the what is called devices. Once I press the devices, you can try to see it gets opened and it will try to show all the devices which I have connected. So try to see here motor, LED, buzzer, which I just now mentioned about. Okay, now I will try to give a voice command by means of which the motor which is connected to yellow LED can be triggered. Alexa, turn on the motor.
Okay.
Now you can see that yellow LED is on. Alexa, turn on the LED.
Okay.
So the green light is on. Alexa, turn on the buzzer.
Sure. What do you want to turn on?
Alexa, turn on the buzzer.
Okay.
So now you can see that all the three devices are being switched on. So on the screen also you can find that there are three buttons corresponding to the motor, LED and buzzer. All of them are being connected to on. I can now try to switch off the motor, LED and buzzer physically or by voice control also. Alexa, turn off the buzzer.
Okay.
Alexa, turn off the LED.
Okay.
Alexa, turn off the motor.
Okay.
So now you can see that all the three devices which hitherto is being turned on are being turned off. Okay, that's how you can try to control what are called the home appliances, namely either motor or light or fridge or your oven or whatever it may be, with the help of what is called the Alexa skills, using a microcontroller in the form of what is called IoT application. That's how you can try to find. It is a minimum hardware where you try to find that I am using only 3.3 volts, but you can control the devices which are actually using either 115 volts or 230 volts also. So this particular hardware I have developed only for the beginners, for nothing but learners, because if you try to use 230 volts, there is every likelihood that you may get a shock or whatever it may be. But here, since I am working with 3.3 volts, there is no problem of getting any shock or something like that. So with the help of all these things, we can try to learn about what is called the home appliances, how you can try to control with the help of Alexa application without using what is called either Google Nest or Alexa Echo Dot. Thank you for watching.